Good morning, folks. Welcome to our regular homelessness live stream update and Happy New Year. It's now been just over a year since we declared a local state of emergency on homelessness, and this is our first update in the year 2024. Homelessness was and remains one of our biggest challenges that our city faces and our top priority. And last week at the annual State of the City address, I discussed the incredible efforts led by our incredible city staff. And over the past year, interim housing in the city of Long Beach reached more than 2,400 permanent supportive housing beds. That's important. And 1,500 shelter beds. And we saw record levels of affordable housing entitled and constructed. So it's been a really, really busy year. I want to take a moment and just share my thanks for the incredible work of our city staff to support people experiencing homelessness, and all the members of our local Long Beach community for all their work over the course of the past year. For those who were not able to join us last week for my State of the City address, the live stream is available at longbeach.gov. So today, I'm joined by Health and Human Services Department Data Specialist Dalton Dorr. Dalton, welcome. Dalton joined us last year to share about the city's homelessness data dashboard, which provides a comprehensive look at homelessness in Long Beach since 2018. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But today, Dalton's here to talk about the 2024 homeless point in time count. That's right, it's that time of year again. So next week, nearly 300 volunteers will head out early in the morning to participate in the homeless count. Dalton, as a member of the team that works to provide an accurate count of people experiencing homelessness in Long Beach, we're going to have a conversation about what that process looks like. So why don't you tell us what goes into that process?
Will do. Thank you, Mayor. So the homeless count is required by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD for short, for all the jurisdictions like ours that work directly with members of our unhoused community. We cover every inch of this city, identifying people experiencing homelessness, and we report back to HUD on all of those numbers. Here in Long Beach, we also interview every person who is willing to answer a few questions. We have a different questionnaire than most other jurisdictions. HUD doesn't necessarily require that we gather this type of information. However, the overall numbers of people experiencing homelessness, we do have to report out. We believe that adding these additional questions gives us a lot more information, and it gives us a much better use of information to help create effective programs for our communities. It's important to learn from people experiencing homelessness, including what challenges they are facing, and center their needs around creating these types of programs. The count is a huge undertaking. It's important to count folks on the same day, so the count has to happen within a certain time frame in order to make sure that our numbers are as accurate as possible.
A single point in time.
That's correct. Thus the point in time count. This wouldn't be possible without the hundreds of volunteers that dedicate themselves and show up to help get the work done. The count is a big community effort that provides an opportunity for residents, city employees, local businesses, and everyone else to actively contribute and learn about people who are experiencing homelessness. It also includes a pre-count done by city staff in hard-to-reach areas like riverbeds and other spots. Volunteers not only collect data, but they also reach out as caring, concerned neighbors to folks experiencing homelessness and let them know about available services provided by us, the City of Long Beach.
So it's also outreach.
It is, yes. We do a lot of that on the point in time count as well.
Absolutely.
Last year, we saw an encouraging trend of slower growth, and this year's count will provide a baseline for our work in the year to come.
And that's great that you pointed out slower growth. 2 years ago, we saw a 62% increase in homelessness. And then we saw last year that 62% went down to about 4.6%, whereas the rest of the SPA, the rest of the gateway cities, the rest of the county, and adjacent areas all went up double digits. And it's important because sometimes you may see an increase in homelessness, but you have to open up the story a little bit and look at the trend of where things are heading. How are we looking as it relates to youth homelessness or issues like unsheltered versus sheltered. So there's a lot to really look at, and that's why it's important to collect this data. So question for you, how do we collect that data that becomes the results? How do we collect that data?
Sure.
And how do we display it?
Sure. So
Yeah.
First things first is that when on the day of the count, we have volunteers that are trained to administer both types of surveys, both a demographic survey as well as a visual count survey on individuals experiencing homelessness within the city. And for those who are willing to share their information, we gather all of that additional information that you touched upon, which gives us really good information. The city requires a 2-hour orientation that educates the canvassers on best practices to engage people experiencing homelessness, how to use the mobile application that we're using this year, and how to administer the count in general. The survey results are then collected through our mobile app. So this is the same application that we used last year. We're rolling it over and using it again this year.
So after we complete the count, what happens between the day we complete the count and when the data is released later on in the year? What happens between that period?
So all of the data that we get from the survey app is aggregated together. We get all of that survey data from both of the types of surveys that we use, and we make sure that we're not double counting anyone. So I take a look and we look for all of the potential duplicate responses in the surveys. We then conduct separate analyses on all of those in-depth questionnaires, as well as getting information on the people who are living in vehicles, tents, and other dwellings, so that, again, we can identify how many people we need to be counting in addition to what we already counted on the day. We combine all of those values together, and that gives us our final number. But because we also conduct that detailed survey, we have additional analyses that we provide, and that helps to contextualize a lot of that bottom line number that we give you. These additional analyses are what help us to understand the trends and the reasons underlying the final number that gets reported out. We combine all of these insights and analyses into a final public report that we share with the community so that everyone gets a good sense of what homelessness looks like in Long Beach.
And that analysis is the most important part, because once we do that analysis, that will inform our programs and our strategies for the upcoming year. And what's interesting is that this year, as we transition out of the proclamation, of the local emergency proclamation, we're beginning work on the next 5-year plan, homeless 5-year plan, and we're going to use this point in time count and all the data leading up to it to help inform our strategies over the next 5 years. That's why it's important to have an accurate count, because the work is beginning on looking beyond sort of the short-term measures, but in the medium and the long-term measures, so we can manage homelessness to a greater extent. But I want to take a moment, and let's just talk a little bit about why data is important. Last year, you came on, and we talked a little bit about the homelessness data dashboard. And I spent a lot of time looking at it, and members of my team take a look at it and follow the trends. How's it going with the data dashboard, and what's been the response so far?
Well, I'm glad you're bringing it up. We put a lot of work into our data dashboard, and we update it regularly to give an updated snapshot of what's going on with homelessness in the city. We've received a lot of feedback on our dashboard, some good, some bad, and we've made updates to all of that feedback. I would say the vast majority of information coming back to us about our dashboard is positive. There are lots of other jurisdictions out there. Not all of them have a data dashboard associated with an emergency.
Do you know of any other in LA County?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay.
But however, we have been contacted about our dashboard by other members within the LA County community on how we structured it, and a lot of other people are taking notes on how we did it.
Good. So other jurisdictions are taking note. That's great. So I appreciate the hard work that you and your team do to ensure an accurate count in Long Beach. I also want to thank all of those who will be joining us this year at the Point in Time Homeless Count next week. I was there last year, lots of energy. It was very inspiring to see that room full of volunteers heading out to really make a difference. And as we look back at the past year, it's important that I recognize not only the volunteers, but everyone in the city and every resident who supported those people experiencing homelessness through our donation drives and becoming community champions or joining in on a dialogue. We know that the crisis that we face will take continued effort to navigate, But I'm proud of what we've accomplished, and that's okay to recognize what we've done, and we still have more work to do. So I want to thank all of you for joining us today. Now we'll proceed with interpretation in Spanish and in Khmer. Thank you.
Buenos días a todos y bienvenidos a nuestra transmisión en directo sobre la situación de las personas sin hogar. Ha pasado un poco más de un año desde que proclamamos la emergencia local de las personas sin hogar. Y la falta de vivienda ha sido y sigue siendo uno de los mayores retos a los que se enfrenta nuestra ciudad, dijo el alcalde Richardson. Hoy me acompañó el especialista en los datos del Departamento de Salud y Servicios Humanos, Dalton Dorr. Dalton nos visitó el año pasado para compartir el tablero de datos de las personas que estaban con falta de vivienda de la ciudad y proporcionó una visión integral de la falta de vivienda en Long Beach desde 2018. Esta mañana, Dalton habló sobre el recuento puntual de personas sin hogar de 2024. La próxima semana, cerca de 300 voluntarios saldrán a primera hora de la mañana para participar en el recuento. El recuento de personas sin hogar es un requisito del Departamento de Vivienda y Desarrollo Humano, por sus siglas en inglés HUD, para las jurisdicciones como la nuestra, que trabajan directamente con los miembros de nuestra comunidad que no tienen hogar. Cubrimos cada centímetro de la ciudad para identificar a las personas sin hogar y se lo comunicamos al Departamento de Desarrollo Urbano y de Vivienda, dijo Dorr. Aquí en Long Beach también entrevistamos a todas las personas que están dispuestas a responder algunas preguntas. El Departamento de Desarrollo Urbano y Vivienda no exige que recopilemos datos que vayan más allá del número total de personas sin hogar, pero creemos que conocer mejor a las personas sin hogar nos ayudará a crear programas más eficaces, dijo Dorr. El recuento es una tarea enorme. Es importante contar a la gente el mismo día, en un plazo breve, para asegurarnos de que nuestras cifras sean lo más exactas posible. También incluye un recuento previo realizado por el personal municipal en zonas de difícil acceso, tales como los lechos de los ríos. Los voluntarios no solo recopilan datos, sino que también se acercan como vecinos atentos, preocupados a las personas sin hogar y les informan sobre los servicios que hay disponibles. El año pasado observamos una tendencia alentadora de menor aumento y el recuento de este año nos proporcionará una base de referencia para nuestro trabajo en el año venidero. Para tabular el recuento puntual, primero examinamos los datos de la encuesta para asegurarnos de que no contamos a nadie dos veces, dijo Dorr. Realizamos un análisis por separado de los vehículos, tiendas de campaña y otras viviendas que identificamos durante el recuento para estimar las personas adicionales que deben añadirse a ese recuento. Combinamos todos esos valores para llegar a una cifra final. Pero como realizamos una encuesta detallada, tenemos mucha más información para analizar, para ayudarnos a contextualizar esa cifra final. Combinamos todas nuestras percepciones y análisis en un informe público y final y lo compartimos con la comunidad para que todos puedan hacerse una idea de cómo es la situación de las personas sin hogar en Long Beach. Queremos darle las gracias a todos aquellos que se unen a nosotros en el recuento puntual de la semana que viene. Al echar la vista atrás al año pasado, es importante reconocer no solo a los voluntarios, sino también a todas las personas de la ciudad que han apoyado a las personas sin hogar a través de nuestras campañas de donación, convirtiéndose en defensores de la comunidad o uniéndose a un diálogo. La crisis a la que nos enfrentamos exigirá un esfuerzo continuo, pero estoy muy orgulloso de todo lo que hemos logrado, dijo el alcalde. Gracias por acompañarnos hoy.
បាទសូមជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលកំពុងតែតាមដានស្ដាប់ការផ្សាយផ្ទាល់ប្រចាំសប្តាហ៍របស់យើងកម្មវិធីផ្សាយផ្ទាល់របស់យើងអំពីបញ្ហាអនាថាសូមស្វាគមន៍បងប្អូនគិតមកដល់ពេលនេះយើងមានរយៈពេលត្រឹមតែ1ឆ្នាំតែប៉ុណ្ណោះតាំងពីយើងបានប្រកាសដាក់បញ្ហាអនាថានេះគឺជាបញ្ហាប្រកាសអាសន្នដែលត្រូវមានដំណោះស្រាយជាបន្ទាន់បញ្ហាអនាថានៅតែឬក៏ធ្លាប់ជាបញ្ហាធំជាងគេបំផុតមួយរបស់ទីក្រុងរបស់យើងក៏ដែលយើងជួបប្រទះប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវហ្នឹងក៏វានៅតែជាបញ្ហាប្រឈមនៅឡើយទេថ្ងៃនេះលោកអភិបាលក្រុង Long Beach លោក Rex Richardson មានភ្ញៀវកិត្តិយសមួយរូបដែលជាអ្នកជំនាញផ្នែកទិន្នន័យពីនាយកដ្ឋានសេវាសុខាភិបាលនិងសេវាប្រជាពលរដ្ឋមកចូលរួមផ្តល់ព័ត៌មានជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនគាត់ឈ្មោះលោក Dalton Dorr កាលពីឆ្នាំទៅគាត់បានចូលរួមកម្មវិធីផ្សាយផ្ទាល់របស់យើងម្ដងដែរដែលពេលនោះគាត់បានចែករំលែកទិន្នន័យអំពីជនអនាថាដែលផ្ដល់នៅព័ត៌មានស៊ីជម្រៅអំពីបញ្ហាអនាថានៅក្នុងទីក្រុង Long Beach របស់យើងតាំងពីឆ្នាំ2018ព្រឹកនេះលោក Dalton នឹងជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនអំពីការរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថាសម្រាប់ឆ្នាំ2024នេះបាទនៅសប្តាហ៍ក្រោយនេះមានអ្នកស្ម័គ្រចិត្តប្រមាណ300នាក់ដែលនឹងចុះតាមគោលដៅរៀងៗខ្លួនដើម្បីរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានៅគ្រប់ច្រកល្ហកនៃទីក្រុង Long Beach របស់យើងការរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានេះនឹងផ្ដើមនៅព្រឹកព្រលឹមស្រាងបាទការរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានេះគឺជាលក្ខខណ្ឌតម្រូវដែលត្រូវតែធ្វើដោយនាយកដ្ឋានសុខាភិបាលនិងសេវាប្រជាពលរដ្ឋនិងការអភិវឌ្ឍក្រុងនិងលំនៅឋានដែលចែងកំណត់នៅក្នុងដែនសមត្ថកិច្ចរបស់ពួកគាត់ដែលត្រូវតែធ្វើដូច្នេះហើយខាងសាលាក្រុង Long Beach របស់យើងក៏ត្រូវបំពេញកិច្ចការនេះងារនេះដែរដោយយើងត្រូវសហការគ្នាជាមួយប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលជាជនអនាថានៅក្នុងសហគមន៍របស់យើងបាទនៅក្នុងដំណើររាប់ជនអនាថានេះគឺយើងរាប់គ្រប់កន្លុកកន្លៀតគៀនកោះនៅក្នុងក្រុងរបស់យើងដើម្បីរកមើលឲ្យឃើញចំនួនពិតប្រាកដនៃអ្នកដែលកំពុងតែរស់នៅក្នុងភាពអនាថាហើយយើងនឹងរាយការណ៍អំពីចំនួននេះទៅខាងនាយកដ្ឋានអភិវឌ្ឍទីក្រុងនិងលំនៅឋាននោះវិញបាទនៅក្នុងទីក្រុង Long Beach របស់យើងក៏បានសម្ភាសមនុស្សគ្រប់គ្នាដែលជាជនអនាថាដែលស្ម័គ្រចិត្តព្រមឆ្លើយសំណួររបស់យើងមួយចំនួនបាទនាយកដ្ឋានអភិវឌ្ឍទីក្រុងនិងលំនៅឋានមិនតម្រូវឲ្យយើងប្រមូលទិន្នន័យឲ្យលើសទៅពីការរាប់ឲ្យដឹងតែចំនួនពលរដ្ឋអនាថាថាមានប្រមាណអ្នកដែលសរុបនោះឡើយក៏ប៉ុន្តែយើងជឿថាការដែលយល់ដឹងបន្ថែមអំពីអ្នកដែលរស់នៅក្នុងស្ថានភាពអនាថាដោយការសួរសំណួរបន្ថែមនេះគឺនឹងជួយយើងឲ្យបង្កើតកម្មវិធីដែលមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពដើម្បីជួយយើងឲ្យជួយជនអនាថាបានឲ្យសមស្របតាមតម្រូវការជាក់ស្ដែងរបស់ពួកគាត់បាទការរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានេះទៀតសោតគឺជាកិច្ចការដ៏សំខាន់មួយដែលយើងត្រូវតែធ្វើត្បិតយើងរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានៅទូទាំងក្រុងក្នុងពេលតែមួយក្នុងថ្ងៃតែមួយយើងសម្រុករាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថាក្នុងរយៈពេលដ៏ខ្លីបែបនេះគឺដើម្បីធ្វើយ៉ាងណាឲ្យការរាប់នោះមានភាពសុក្រិតគឺបានន័យថាចំនួនជនអនាថាពិតប្រាកដនឹងជាក់ស្ដែងរាប់បានក្នុងពេលតែមួយភ្លាមបាទការរាប់នេះក៏ធ្វើពីមុនខ្លះដែរគឺដោយមន្ត្រីសាលាក្រុងរបស់យើងដែលនៅទីពិបាកដែលចូលទៅដល់ដូចជានៅតាមបាតស្ទឹងអីជាដើមនោះបាទអ្នកស្ម័គ្រចិត្តរបស់យើងដែលចូលរួមរាប់ជនអនាថានេះគឺនឹងប្រមូលទិន្នន័យផងហើយចុះទៅដល់ទីកន្លែងស្នាក់នៅរបស់បងប្អូនជនអនាថាដោយផ្ទាល់ផងនៅក្នុងនាមជាអ្នកជិតខាងដែលឈឺឆ្អាលហើយខ្វល់ខ្វាយអំពីសុខទុក្ខសុខុមាលភាពរបស់បងប្អូនជនអនាថាការចុះទៅរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានេះគឺជាឱកាសដែលជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនជនអនាថាទាំងនោះថាសាលាក្រុងក៏មានសេវាជួយពួកគាត់ឲ្យមានផ្ទះសម្បែងស្នាក់នៅនិងសេវាគាំពារផ្សេងៗទៀតផងដែរឆ្នាំមុនយើងបានឃើញតួលេខរបស់ជនអនាថាមានការកើនឡើងតិចតួចតែប៉ុណ្ណោះដូច្នេះការដែលរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថានៅឆ្នាំនេះនឹងផ្ដល់ជាមូលដ្ឋាននូវព័ត៌មានសម្រាប់កិច្ចការដែលយើងត្រូវបន្តសម្រាប់5ឆ្នាំឬក៏ឆ្នាំទៅមុខទៀតដើម្បីប្រមូលទិន្នន័យជនអនាថានេះតាមរយៈការរាប់ចំនួនមនុស្សដោយចុះដល់មូលដ្ឋាននេះគឺដំបូងយើងត្រូវតែផ្ទៀងផ្ទាត់ទិន្នន័យដែលបានពីការស្ទង់មតិមួយសិនដើម្បីធ្វើយ៉ាងណាកុំឲ្យយើងរាប់មនុស្សដដែលពីរដងរួចហើយយើងនឹងធ្វើការវិភាគដាច់ដោយឡែកមួយផ្សេងទៀតលើយានយន្តតង់ស្នាក់នៅនិងកន្លែងរស់នៅផ្សេងទៀតដែលយើងកំណត់រកឃើញនៅក្នុងពេលដែលកំពុងរាប់នោះហើយដើម្បីប៉ាន់ស្មានចំនួនមនុស្សបន្ថែមយើងគួរដាក់បញ្ចូលនៅក្នុងតួលេខនៃជនអនាថាដែលយើងរាប់បញ្ចូលចុងក្រោយយើងបញ្ចូលព័ត៌មានទាំងអស់នោះឲ្យចូលគ្នាទៅក្នុងទិន្នន័យចុងក្រោយមួយមកហើយជាចុងក្រោយប៉ុន្តែដោយសារតែយើងរៀបចំការស្ទង់មតិលម្អិតយើងមានព័ត៌មានច្រើនជាងនេះឆ្ងាយណាស់នៅក្នុងការដែលយើងវិភាគដើម្បីជួយដល់យើងដែលមានជាព័ត៌មានឲ្យយល់អំពីស្ថានភាពជាក់ស្ដែងនិង ក្រោយមកតួលេខដែលយើងបានប្រមូលបញ្ចូលគ្នាចុងក្រោយនោះនឹងយកទៅបញ្ចេញជាសាធារណៈយើងបញ្ចូលតួលេខទាំងអស់នោះនៅក្នុងរបាយការណ៍ពិស្ដារនិងវិភាគរបស់យើងសម្រាប់ជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនសាធារណជនហើយយើងក៏ចែកព័ត៌មាននេះទៅតាមសហគមន៍ដើម្បីឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋសហគមន៍យើងយល់អំពីបញ្ហាលំបាករបស់ជនអនាថាអំពីទំហំនៃចំនួនជនអនាថានៅក្នុងទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីរបស់យើងហើយយើងខ្ញុំក៏សូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណយ៉ាងជ្រាលជ្រៅដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលស្ម័គ្រចិត្តចូលរាប់ចំនួនជនអនាថាដែលនឹងប្រព្រឹត្តទៅនៅសប្តាហ៍ក្រោយនេះស្របពេលដែលយើងកំពុងតែក្រឡេកមើលទៅក្រោយគឺមើលទៅមុនមួយឆ្នាំការដែលសំខាន់ដែលយើងនៅតែចងចាំនៅការដែលលះបង់របស់បងប្អូនដែលស្ម័គ្រចិត្តរបស់យើងនិងបងប្អូននៅក្នុងទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីទាំងអស់ដែលបានជួយបងប្អូនអនាថាតាមរយៈការបរិច្ចាគរបស់របបផ្សេងដើម្បីជួយដល់ពួកគាត់បាទសហគមន៍របស់យើងបង្ហាញឲ្យឃើញអំពីភាពអស្ចារ្យដែលចេះឈឺឆ្អាលនិងជួយយកអាសាគ្នាក្នុងគ្រាលំបាកនេះបាទវិបត្តិដែលយើងកំពុងជួបប្រទះនឹងនៅតែបន្តកើតមានស្របពេលដែលការដុតដាលដូចជើងរបស់យើងក៏នៅតែកើតមានដែរដើម្បីដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាបន្តទៅមុខទៀតហើយជាចុងក្រោយលោកអភិបាលក្រុងក៏សូមជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនសហគមន៍យើងថាលោកមានមោទនភាពយ៉ាងក្រៃលែងដែលចំពោះការដែលសម្រេចបាននៅផលដ៏ត្រចះត្រចង់សម្រាប់ឆ្នាំកន្លងទៅតាក់ទងនឹងរឿងអនាថានេះបាទសូមអរគុណបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលបានត្រង់ត្រាប់ស្ដាប់ការផ្សាយផ្ទាល់របស់យើងបាទសូមជម្រាបលា